Welcome back to the 49ers virtual draft party. Now I am joined by NFL Network's MJ Acosta to discuss the 49ers pick and trade, all that went down just a few moments ago. 49ers were all smiles as they traded back a spot with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with that 13th pick, now grabbing 14. And along the way, defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw out of South Carolina. MJ, what was your initial reaction to this pick?
Well, initially, the trade kind of pushed me back just a little bit, but we had yet to see a trade truly so far in this draft. So I had a feeling if it was going to happen, it was going to be the Niners to do so. In terms of Javon Kinlaw, listen, this is a guy who was first-team All-American in 2019, also first-team All-SEC. He is a sound defensive tackle. And of course, defense was sort of the storyline of the year for that Super Bowl run for the 49ers. So I can see why they would definitely want to add on to that group, especially after having traded DeForest Buckner. Now that to me is just one of those things where there's no replacing DeForest Buckner. He is just that type of player. So I hope that people don't see this as them trying to replace him, rather trying to just supplement this defensive group as a whole and continue to build in that sense and continue to get stronger with the guys that they already have, who, by the way, we saw that the depth at defense was pretty solid last year. If you don't mind me saying,
you said it right there that the 49ers aren't necessarily trying to replace DeForest Buckner. We all know what DeForest Buckner meant to this 49ers locker room. But essentially, when you look at the entire picture, the 49ers gave up DeForest Buckner for Javon Kinlaw, a younger option and also a cheaper option. So does this whole pick, does the trade, does this all make sense in your eyes?
Now that I'm thinking back at the pre-draft conference call that we had with General Manager John Lynch, yes, it does. He said that, of course, they wanted to keep Defo there, but that it wasn't really sustainable and to be able to keep the overall group together. So when you think of the fiscally responsible, I guess, option here, getting someone at that position who has a lot of potential, a lot of upside, and that can still allow for the 49ers to keep that defense and to keep this group, this team as a whole intact as much as it
for a second. The 49ers now pick up a day two trade, which they didn't have any day two picks. Now by moving back a spot, that was obviously a no-brainer for San Francisco. But does it make sense if they were in the market for, let's say, I'm just going to hypothetically throw this out there. Let's say it was a tackle as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers grabbed Tristan Wirfs, a standout prospect right there. But going to Tampa Bay, would it be worth it for them to trade back and get a guy like Javon Kinlaw?
Well, I think at this point, that's TBD. Once the season starts and once we see what these guys go out there and actually do on the field, I think they're trusting in not only their scouts and the homework that they've done and in speaking with these guys and the overall scouting report of who they've seen thus far. And again, adding capital in the later rounds. I think we focus so much on round one because, again, these are the projected big gets of the draft. But Lynch himself said it. Don't sleep on the later rounds. You can get so much talent later on in the draft, and these are the guys who are even hungrier to go out there and really prove themselves.
George Kittle is a later round guy who was a standout. I'll throw out another one. You might have heard of him. Another name, Greenlaw. 49ers pick up the 117th overall pick, traded away their 245th along with that trade. 49ers still have 31, the 31st pick in the draft. Lots of speculation on what they could do with that pick. Do they decide to trade out of the first round with that one? Looking at what they did at 13, how do you foresee this team handling 31?
All right. I know I just said don't sleep on the later rounds, but we got to keep at least a little bit more in the first round, right? And I'm thinking that given that there were still so many wide receivers available all the way leading up to that spot, which I was not expecting, by the way, I can see them addressing a wide receiver at 31 if there are still some left. And at this point, there might be.
MJ, we appreciate you. Well, can we have you back after the 31st pick? I feel like we have so much more to discuss here on the 49ers live draft party presented by Levi's. You sit tight. We're going to talk a little later. But for now, let's toss it to our guy. We finally got him on the line, E40 in the building. Let's check in with him, see how he's doing. We're sorry for the technical difficulties, but we got him back. And then we'll see you guys after the 31st pick. Check it out. If you were here with us in the pre-show, you know how bad we wanted this man on our live with us, but it's okay because we've got him now. E40 in the building. E, how are you doing? How's self-quarantine treating you? I've been following you on IG, and you've got the wine business going. You're cooking. You're keeping busy.
Yeah, I got to stay. I can't let no grass grow under my feet, I got to stay wiggling. So, everything cool. I like to be at home anyway, and my studio is at home. A lot of times when I'm out and about, I'm either going to get some money, some shows or something, or business meetings, or, I'm talking about major sporting events, things like that. But for the most part, I love the studio. That's what I do. So, I'm here with my family and we just chilling.
You talked about going to sporting events. I want to know, do you know how many 49ers home games you made it to last season? Because I feel like every game day, you were right there with your jersey, loud in the crowd.
You talking about for the new stadium?
At Levi's this year.
Yeah, I was. You talking about the foot? You talking about? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I probably missed 2 games, and that was due to the fact that I had shows. I was mad too. I missed the one we lost. I think we lost to the Falcons or something.
Oh, so it's your fault?
It's my fault. I blame me. I beat myself up real tough. I punched myself in the face for that. For real.
So we got to make sure in 2020 you are there every game. We got to have you. It's only right.
Oh, I have so much fun out there. So much fun. So much fun.
We have fun having you, but I got a couple 49ers questions to ask you because I know you're a fan. And you know how fans always say, well, this is our year. And, you hear that every year. Yeah. I want to know, in your eyes, what stood out to you about this 49ers team? I'm talking about that 8-game win streak. I'm talking about before that NFC championship. Was there ever a point where you looked at this team like, this team's got it? They've got it.
I really felt that last year, to be honest with you. I just kind of knew it. And I say, you know what? I felt that a couple years back, but, I really felt it last year. Like, and then, the teamwork. It's teamwork make the dream work. Everybody, it's like they all, salute each other. You know what I mean? It's like it's kind of remind me of Pop Warner when we played Pop Warner. Pop Warner when we played football when we was kids. And they was like grown-ass kids out there. You know what I mean? Having fun. And that's how sports are supposed to be.
I love that you said that point because I remember talking to somebody and they said they haven't had so much fun playing football in a long time like they are right now. And I think that's absolutely true. It's accurate when you look at this locker room. These guys are enjoying playing football. They're enjoying one another. They enjoy the coaching staff. They enjoy having Kyle Shanahan as their head coach.
Yeah.
And he goes on the field.
Oh, yeah. And Shanahan, he relate to the youngsters, because he young. You know what I mean? And but he has a lot of wisdom. And Sherman be out there, doing his thing, being the big brother of the team, playing his position, and that means a lot. Youngsters need OGs and OGs need youngsters.
I like that. That's a good mantra, especially for these young guys coming in. And you got some of the older guys there that have been there for a few years and now bringing in this young talent to help groom them and get them prep for the upcoming seasons. Mm-hmm. So here's my question. So I usually drive to work on my way to Levi Stadium, and on the radio, I hear Bang Bang Niner Gang. I'll be at a tailgate. I hear Bang Bang Niner Gang. I'm on Twitter, and people are saying Bang Bang Niner Gang. How did this project come about? It's become the 49ers anthem. Fans have taken to it. Give me a little background on this.
So my son, we was talking about doing an anthem, but my son he hit me like, his name is Droopy. He's been producing for years since he was 15. And so he was like, he say, Pops, check your email. I just sent you a slapper. Right? It was in the middle of the night, like 1 a.m. And man, I checked the email. I was like, immediately, let's go. Let's get in the studio. Let's get in the studio ASAP in the morning. I started writing to it, knocked it out in the morning. Sent it to the Niners, put it on YouTube and all that whatnot, and it went crazy. Everybody just started taking a liking to it.
It went crazy. Droopy on the beat for that one. It's a slapper in the words of E40. I would hope everyone watching knows what a slapper is. Can you break down what a slapper is for those?
A slapper is a song that's banging, and it started from slapping in the trunk, like how it sound in the trunk. Man, that thing slap. So that means it's making the trunk slap. Like boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Slapping, going crazy. Just so y'all know, I coined that word. So if you hear any rapper ever say that, I coined that back in the 80s and said it on several albums. Hello.
There it is. We're being schooled by none other than E40 right here. E, I don't want to keep you too long. I appreciate you joining us here on the 49ers Draft Party. But I want to know, do you have any predictions in this draft? Did any players here? How about this? What players stood out to you? And what positions do you think the 49ers must fill?
Okay, so I think we need a couple of wide receivers. I don't know, because Sanders had left, right? And I wish we would have kept him. He dope.
Yeah.
But I don't have control over all that. I can just be a fan. I let the professionals do what professionals do. But we do need we need receiver. We need a couple of receivers. I think we got a pretty good team. We had a couple of linemen gone. But that's what backups are for too as well.
You brought up the receiver position. We got young guys stepping up. We were just talking about that. Look at guys like Deebo Samuel, Kendrick Bourne, bringing in some talent to help them out. And then some of the guys that left, DeForest Buckner, gone to the Indianapolis Colts. So we'll be leaning on some of the existing veterans, some of those in-house guys to step up in his place. But you're absolutely right. It's one of the exciting times of the year. 49ers will have that 31st pick coming up shortly, so we'll be on standby for that. But E40, absolute pleasure having you here. But I heard something that you got a new single coming out. What's the song?
Oh yeah. So what I'm doing is, a lot of people nowadays they lose what they call that. I would say attention span is short. Like short attention spans. So you got to keep content out there, keep music out there. So what I decided to do was do 5 songs every 2 months. So I came up with this whole little series called the E40, the Curb Commentator. Because when I say the curb, I speak of the hood. Like I speak about things that I've seen, been around, or maybe done, or whatever. So I'm just broadcasting live from Magazine Street. I'm the Curb Commentator. So basically, I did Channel 1, Channel 2, Channel 3, and Channel 4 is going to have all 3 of the channels on it with 5 songs on each channel. And then I'm going to add like 6 more songs on Channel 4. So that's every 2 months. So my release for Channel 1 is May 8th. It's up on iTunes right now and all the platforms, ready to be, pre-ordered and everything, ready to go. And the song is called Go, and that's produced by Droopy on the Beat.
Droopy on the Beat, E40. We appreciate you. You are a busy man. You're in the studio. You're in the kitchen. You got in the wine business. You have your hand in everything. But we appreciate you being here with us and the 49ers faithful. You stay safe out there, and we'll catch up soon.
Thank you so much. Nice talking to you. Much love.